Growth changes you.
I'm your host, Devontae,
I'm your host, Lakeefa,
and it's time to take a journey with the Jacksons.
What's up? What's up?
Hello, hello, hello.
How you feeling? How you feeling?
I feel good. How about you?
I'm feeling good. This is gonna be a really, really interesting episode. One that I've been waiting to air for so long.
Right.
This
this
one
one
is
should be
going
good.
to be the big move from city to city, state to state, intersection to intersection. Heartbreak to headache. Ooh, your boy got them bars, huh?
A little bit, a little bit.
Okay.
I see you trying to come up with some over there.
Got some history for us today?
Well, it's only right to give a little history about where we live now. Back in the day, back in the Gap, Denver, Colorado had their own Black Wall Street by the name of 5 Points.
Talk to him.
Yeah, when I was looking it up and researching, it was actually very interesting. And 5 Points is the neighborhood that it was located in. But yeah, y'all should go look that up, look into it.
Okay, so Denver got a little black history in them.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. But in the meantime, between time, for the sake of time, be sure to like, review, share, subscribe, download, tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell a friend to tune in.
You can always follow us at Journey with the Jacksons 4.
My personal account, Lakeefa Jackson.
And follow your boy at I am Devontae Jackson. So let's get into it. Ooh, this one's going to be juicy.
Yeah, let's go on and do a little deep dive into the history of us moving to Colorado
The big move.
almost 4 years ago.
So let's take it back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why Colorado?
Well, we was debating. I think it was when I was pregnant and right after I had Devana about
Mhm.
moving here because I wanted to be closer to my family because
Right.
my parents, because I didn't have any family in Dallas at the time.
And when the idea first came up, I was like, there's no way. I was thinking of it from the financial standpoint of it. I was like, you want to move to a whole nother state? We just had a kid, barely on our feet as it is. I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, and also you just did not want to move.
Right.
Don't leave that part out.
Well, it's true. So let's take it back, right? We was probably, I don't know what year this was. We was probably staying in Garland, Texas at the time.
Oh, then that was 2022.
Yeah. A little city outside of Dallas, Texas. And we was living over there. That's when the idea first came about. Right.
Mhm.
And I was completely against it. Didn't we even argue about it?
Yeah, y'all, because he didn't want to leave his hoes.
Whoa. Now you speak. Now you speak.
He didn't want to leave his home of where he could easily get into trouble.
Man. And fast forward of a couple years later, we end up living in Addison, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
which is another small town right outside of Dallas, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And okay, let's break this down, right? When we was living in Garland is when I originally started the process of the proposal, which was asking you to marry me. We was living in Garland. That's when I got your father's blessing. And the closer it got to the time I was supposed to propose,
Or you was planning to. Don't say
Pla-
supposed to.
planning to propose,
Mm-hmm.
I just kept getting into shit that I didn't have no business. All right. So let's fast forward to Addison, which is when shit really hit the fan. So I had everything set up for this proposal. I was trying to like find a way to do it. We end up coming to Colorado 1 year for Christmas, and we absolutely loved the place. Not enough to move, not quite yet.
Yeah, let's keep in mind he did not want to move.
move at
Very
all.
adamant about
Very,
not
very
moving.
adamant. Dallas is my home forever and always. And I was like, no, there's no way I'm leaving Dallas. There's no way. I could not envision a life outside of Dallas or outside of Texas for that matter.
And it ain't even that he couldn't; it's that he wouldn't.
Right. I was so blind to it and so against it. And okay, Christmas came. That was our first time coming. Well, my first time coming. We came for Christmas, and then a few months later, we came. What was that like? April or March or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was April.
We came for the renewal of her parents' marriage. That was the second time, and then fast forward to maybe like August, July, somewhere up in there. That's when everything started hitting the fan. I was supposed to propose to her later on that year, and the closer I got to it, I became so afraid of the finality of it. It's like, okay, I propose to her, we get married. That is it. I'm going to be with this one woman for the rest of my life. Like there will be no other women at all. And that was really like getting in my head to where I started doing all type of stupid shit. I started intentionally cheating, trying to find an escape route of okay, how the fuck am I gonna get out of this? Because there's no way I can commit myself to one person. And I started messing around with girls, contacting folk I ain't had no business talking to, and doing all these things. And I remember one day I had got off work.
And yeah, I'm looking for the messages of that day because all I know is I was blowing your phone up. And
I was at on the border.
Yeah, given his track record, in my mind, I just immediately assumed the worst.
Right.
And I was just blowing his phone up because I'm like,
and I'm just sitting there watching the phone ring.
He ain't texting me back. He ain't answering my phone call. I'm like, oh yeah, this boy got me effed up. So go ahead, continue.
So I ended up going to On the Border, that was my spot in Addison, because they had these those margaritas, those frozen margaritas. Oh my goodness! And I was just sitting there by myself eating and drinking, and I got drunk, and then went home, and then that's when like everything kind of exploded. Like I was just hitting her with all type of shit.
No, go a little deeper. Go and tell him what you was hitting me with.
I was like,
because when he first came in the door, he didn't say nothing. He wasn't answering my questions, no nothing. Just sitting there on his phone looking like a dummy, making me even more mad. So I'm already talking stuff. I'm talking to one of my childhood friends, EJ, and I was talking to my best friend Travari. And so I'm sitting up here texting them. I'm like, I know I'm not stupid. Like, I'm up here going back and forth, just texting them, like, telling them the whole situation. I'm like, am I tripping? I know I'm not tripping. And they was like, no, you ain't tripping. That nigga been cheating. That's what both of them said. Keep in mind, they're both guys.
Right.
They was both saying the same thing.
Well, it was true.
And so that made me go back in the living room and ask, where you been, what you been doing, and who you been with?
Well, not that day.
I did ask that. You sitting right there on the couch looking at your phone.
No, that day I didn't cheat. That specific day. Because I was so in my head of trying to figure out how am I going to obliterate our family. Because of my own insecurities and things that I'm dealing with, my fear of commitment to you. And I was just like doing and saying like the most dumbest stuff.
Yeah, what was really ticking me off was he was sitting there in that phone like I wasn't talking to him, ignoring me. Just he'll look up or glance up. I wouldn't even say a full look. Y'all, I didn't even get a full look. He was just glancing up. Every time I ask him something, he'll just glance up. Like as if I was getting on his nerve. But he'll glance up at me and then look back down at the phone, keep on typing. So I'm like, who you talking to?
Somebody ain't had no business.
And this nigga gonna say my ex.
Just
and he said her name. I ain't gonna say her name, but he said her name. And I was like, what? What ex? And then he said her name again. And I was like, oh yeah, you got me effed up.
Yeah.
And then it just went left from there.
And
Yeah.
we was just like going in on each other. And Sassy was maybe like
She was only one. No, she was
she
two.
was 2.
She was 2.
She was 2 years old. Look at 2-year-old baby. She just sitting there just having the time of her life playing with her little toys. Not even realizing that
Her daddy finna mess up our spot.
would just blow the whole thing up, just wreck everybody's life. A lifetime of trauma just developing right there in that moment.
Traumatized the hell out of me, I tell you.
You know, it and okay, let's fast forward past that.
That kept going for a few hours.
Yeah, that night.
And then I told him to leave.
Like
He didn't leave. Yeah.
Leaving my own goddamn house.
He wouldn't leave, and I didn't have nowhere to go because none of my folks stayed in Dallas. It was only his people. And I wasn't going to his folks' house because his mama them don't like me. And I ain't know his daddy and them like that. So I wasn't going to his folks' house. And I'm like, I ain't got nowhere to go. So I get on the phone and I'm calling my mom and daddy.
Who lives in Colorado.
Yeah, they lived here and we was in Texas.
Yeah.
And they was like, go to your Papa Bo house, which is my granny husband. They ain't together, but they still married. So yeah, they was like, go to your Papa Bo house. And I was like, man. So I done packed my suitcase. I get in the car. I put me and my baby in my car. And I get to driving down I-30. And I'm like, no, that ain't I-30. That's the toll.
The toll, yeah.
Yeah, I get to driving down the toll.
230.
And I'm like, why I gotta leave? I should not be leaving. Me and my should not be leaving. So I go park in the Walmart parking lot. I call my parents. And I'm like, I don't want to go over there. Like, I'm just finna come to y'all. So we all on the phone.
She thought she was finna drive to Colorado that night.
We all on the phone.
There's no way.
I'm like, yeah, I'm finna just come to y'all. And so me and them on the phone while I'm sitting in the Walmart parking lot, not knowing what to do for real. And so then my mom and daddy end up buying me a plane ticket for me and the baby. And then Devontae over here texting me after we done left the house. You need money, you got enough money. I'm like, you wasn't worried about us before. Don't be worried about us now. If you in your money,
damn,
we finna go. And so then we ended up going back to the house. And I made sure I put enough stuff in the suitcase for like a week or two for me and my baby, because I only had one at the time, for me and my baby to go to Colorado. And we got a plane ticket and we was at the airport at 3 a.m. to be on the flight.
Gone.
And
then that's when it all started. The house got quiet. All you hear is smoke detector. You know, you coming home to an empty house. Family is gone. It was a mess, but it truly gave me that time to reflect on life and really realize the things that I truly wanted in life. You know, it was dark.
For you?
For me. It was very dark and quiet. And that's when all the emotions start to hit. That's when you really get in your mind. And man, it was very scary. And going through all of this, y'all are here in Colorado, I'm back home. So I still have my family there, obviously. And one of the things that it helped me understand is be careful who you take advice from. Because you truly never know who have your best interest at heart. Right? Be careful who you confide in, and be careful who you tell your business to. And I'm explaining the situation to people, and I'm half-assed explaining the situation to people.
Yeah, you are.
Because I don't want to be seen as the bad guy in this whole thing, knowing that I don't fuck this whole shit up. I know damn well I don't fuck this whole shit. Cause in the process of me, especially when I was talking to my dad, in the process of me explaining the situation, he was so confused. He was like, son, what the fuck is you talking about? You know, and I'm trying to explain it without sounding like a complete fuck up. No, and I'm like, and the more I explained it, the clearer, the like more clear it became. I was
Mhm.
like, yeah, I think I don't fuck this up. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, yeah, ain't no way around it. And fast forward, I came up here to visit, and the it, between me and you, everything has pretty much settled down at this point.
Mhm.
So we were both in like a calm state to have an adult conversation.
Mhm.
And well, we was talking when I was in Dallas, you was here, but when we actually got together, it was pretty much at a calm state. Wait. Let's go back.
Yeah.
So wait, you came back home first
Yeah.
before I went there.
A week went by. Well, a few days went by. We wasn't talking, and then Devana started asking for you. So then that's when I realized I had to communicate with you actually
Hmm.
because she started asking. So I had to start back talking to him, and we started back communicating or whatever. Everything was feelings was balling down, but not like
Not completely,
completely.
because
Yeah,
your heart still was broken.
yeah, torn to pieces, not just broken,
Hmm.
ripped the fuck up. Anyways, it was like feelings was balling down, but I was doing it because I had to take my baby out of her normal and make it unnormal for her, which wasn't fair to her because she had nothing to do with it. But she started asking for her dad because that's what she was used to, a two-parent household. And so I had to suck it up, communicate so that she could talk to her dad or whatever. And I ended up going back home so that I could get my car and the rest of me and her stuff.
And to take advantage of me sexually. Let's not leave that out. The girl came back home. They got drunk, like Kiefer drinks. Well, now she drinks a little bit more than she did back then. But then Kiefer got messed up.
My feelings was hurt.
Yes, and it's like she was trying to get one last, you know, a sex
Hmm.
session in bit before the end, and then so the next day I end up loading up her car and hauling everything to Denver.
That was the longest, quietest car ride we have
13
ever
hours
had.
of elephant just sitting right there in that
Yeah.
car. It was a long trip.
Oh, but y'all gotta know, I was playing the music. I was playing the music.
What was it? Can't raise a man.
Yep, played the mess out of that one. And it was that song that was like bumping by Ursha, Summer Walker, and 21 Savage at the time.
I don't know if you remember,
It's a song. I'm trying to remember it for
but
real.
yeah, I ended up hauling everything here to Denver, and I was here for a few days before I went back because obviously I had to see Savannah. I haven't seen her in a while, and I was talking to her dad, and her dad said something to me that I would never forget. I would never forget that moment when I first heard it, and it kind of like clicked and hit me a little bit. He said that you asked God for something that you wasn't ready for, or you wasn't ready for how fast it came, and it hit me because when me and Kifu had first met and we were just friends or whatever, I would always like saying like I wanted a son, I wanted a son. I would probably say it's like every other day or so, and I don't even know why. I just feel like I had my own spot, car, stable job, stability. Like I was looking for that next level in life, or like something to conquer next, or something to do next that I didn't fully sit and think of what that next should have been. So end up meeting you, we got close. You end up getting pregnant. Fast forward to I'm in Colorado talking to your dad, and what he said to me, I will never forget it. End up coming home. I would say after I came home, That's when I started talking to my family about what was going on, and we were trying to figure out pretty much different avenues to take that for me to stay in Devanna's life. Like I was thinking about like coming out there every 2 or 3 months or so, or just trying to figure something out to where I could still be in her life.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going through the motions, and I was like, there's no way I could sit and live like this in this empty house and going weeks and months at a time without y'all. You know, you used to come home to a woman every day, and then once that stops overnight, it's like, nah, something ain't right.
Side note, that other song is called Good Good. And they was like, we ain't good, good, but we still good. That song. I'll had that on repeat too. But yeah, anyways, continue.
So I'm explaining this to my family, and I'm taking advice from different ones because some opinions I value a little bit more than others, and then the others I didn't even talk to about it at all. I kept it to myself, and I was truly reflecting on the things that I did and decisions that I made and the way I went about it, and my true feelings of what I truly felt. I've always loved you. I always wanted to marry you. I always knew that you were the woman for me. You were what I needed. And like I told you before, like I don't know what life would look like without you for me, where I would be. Because life was happening very fast for me before I met you. Like I got my own spot at 18. I have this car. I had a half-assed girlfriend at the time, or if you even call that a relationship or whatever it's supposed to be. And even in that relationship, I had all these girls coming in and out, doing all this different stuff. And what you brought to me a sense of peace that I needed in my life. Like, okay, like chill, relax a little bit. And that was suddenly gone and it was missing. And I felt like I was losing parts of myself when you weren't there and you weren't around. And then having the Vanna, it pretty much like added on to that. And this is probably like the biggest argument we've ever had since we've been together. Like this is like the biggest thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've called me cheating and talking to people before, but it was not to that level. And that's when I was like, I finally came to a conclusion because besides y'all, the best thing I had going was the job I had, right? And
Mm-hmm.
it was that stability there, that security, and I didn't know what I was going to do if I left that job. So I came to the conclusion, okay, I'm gonna leave. I ain't got no money, nothing. And the last month of our lease,
Mm-hmm.
it all kind of lined up conveniently. The lease was ending, so I had to get going either way it go. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to Colorado, right? So I end up luckily finding a job that I could start as soon as I got down here. Found the job, told my job I was leaving, told all my family I was leaving,
Oh
and
boy. The backlash I got for him leaving Texas.
what was the backlash?
Well, before he initially decided to leave, certain members of his family, certain members of his folks was calling me, how you just gonna take his child way to Colorado? And da 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 da. And I just had to, correct that a little bit because technically that was my child. And so I had to put people in their places. And then from then on out, people really didn't like me, y'all. But yeah, you had people trying to butt in where their butt ins were not needed.
Mhm.
you had a bunch of opinions of from different people
Right.
that was never there, or when you needed them to be there, it came at a cost.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, his yeah.
It was very big because like literally my whole entire family lives in Dallas.
And I
Every
was getting backlash for his mistakes,
everyone
his
and
mess
everything I
ups.
know was there,
Mm-hmm.
and I've only left Texas with you.
Yeah, I know.
I've only been on a plane with you.
You were boring.
You know,
Very boring.
Dallas was my life.
Yeah,
That city was my life.
for unknown reasons.
So I finally get the courage. Okay, I told John like, okay, I'm gonna just come down there.
Mm-hmm.
Jobs lined up. I'm good to go. No money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I, at the time before we moved, I was doing photography, so I had my own photography company, and I just took all of my photography equipment and sold it, and that's what funded the move to actually get here.
Mm-hmm.
So I packed up all of the stuff. I said whatever didn't fit in that car wasn't going. I didn't have no tags on the car. Now let's tell that story because Kiefer came to Dallas. At this time, we had already reconciled and we was good back together.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't great, but we was there.
Yeah.
And Kiefer came to Dallas unexpectedly
Cause that's a long road trip to be doing
the,
by
the,
yourself.
the day before, and she was pregnant at the time,
Yeah.
and she wanted to go to Williams Chicken at like 9 o'clock at night. It was late. So I'm in Dallas. My tags is hot, and I end up taking her to Williams, getting pulled over. I almost went to jail because of them damn tags. So luckily, it was a cool, nice cop. He was like, "The best thing for you to do is to take these tags off."
Yeah.
So I snatched the tags off, and then went home. Next morning, it was pouring down, raining.
Yeah. Cause Dodo decided he wanted to go out and have one little last
One last,
hoorah
hoorah
before
with the guys.
before he dip off.
And we went out, and I knew we was gonna be out late, and I knew I was gonna have to be up early. But
Mm-hmm.
I did not know it was gonna rain.
But I told him to pack the car before he left. He's like, nah, I'm gonna do it when I get back.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it when I get back. I'm like, okay.
No. I got back and went to sleep, because it was already a long day of work. It was my last day of work.
Mm-hmm.
We were celebrating all day at work. Then we actually went out that night. And the next, cause what do we get up like 2-3 o'clock in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
It's pouring down, raining, pouring down. So I'm loading the car with this stuff, and I got to a point where I was like, well, we just leave it. I took everything that was important and left everything else. Like I literally left like a bunch of stuff in that apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever didn't fit in that car did not go.
Yeah.
So left, no tags, no insurance. Went from Dallas, Texas, all the way to Aurora, Colorado. About a 13-hour drive.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't get pulled over.
Mm-mm.
Not a cop in sight. Thank you, Jesus. We made it, and on the way in, we drove into a snowstorm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I decided what I know now is Franktown. Came up through Franktown, and it was a snowstorm because it was traffic bad on the highway. And then the GPS said it was a little shortcut, but it
And
really
I
wasn't. No
told
shortcut.
him not to take the shortcut,
She
y'all.
told me to stay there.
I told him to stay on the highway. He the GPS know more than you. Da 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 da. Yeah.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
but it worked.
It took us even longer.
It
We
did.
end up going through a snowstorm.
Mhm. And it was-
All I gotta say is,
snow
men,
was
listen to
everywhere.
you women, cause at
It-
the end of the day, we know best.
that was a hell of a welcoming. It was a rainstorm leaving, goodbye,
Mhm.
and a snowstorm coming, hello. But we made it, and little did I know at the time that one of the biggest low or the lowest point in my life where I made the worst decisions ever in that moment will lead to the biggest blessing, which is here I am today. Here we are today, Colorado, 3, 4 years later. We ain't never moving back. Like, we go back to Dallas to visit, and it just feels so nasty. I was like, damn, was I really born here? Did I really grow up? I was like, nah, I ain't grow up here. You know, and it just feels so strange, and I just feel so disconnected. And like even like up to now, I sit up and I think, even when we did live in Dallas, I always found myself moving further away, but it was
Mm-hmm.
just like always in the metroplex. Like we went from Duncanville to Garland, and then to Addison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I was always kind of like branching away in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're here, and life has been amazing. Got a amazing job. I found the career that I love. I have everything I dreamed of. We have another blessing of a child that we did not expect to have at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right when we was like, okay, that's it. It's not happening. We pretty much made peace with the fact that that it wasn't happening, and
Yeah.
then boom, out of nowhere, God give us another daughter. It's it.
Yeah. So what I take from that story is sometimes the hardest person to move on from is your old self.
Joseph.
Sometimes you got to let things go in order for you to grow.
Yes. So we end up here. You got pregnant. I finally proposed.
Y'all, and what kind of monkey mess was it for him to go and half ruin my maternity shoot? Had me crying,
Mm-mm.
messing up my makeup.
She was boohooing crying.
Already pregnant
Big as a house. On the side of a mountain.
on the side of a mountain. I'm already pregnant. I barely can breathe walking up the mountain trails.
Feet swole.
Like, and then he want to go in and add a proposal on top of that, just so I could be overwhelmed in the photo shoot in early.
It was a beautiful. Finally proposed. Got a second child.
I was upset because I didn't get to say my line that I wanted to say. So I did tell him after the fact that he needed to re-propose to me
No.
because I was not supposed to cry.
And it took so much to put that proposal together because I couldn't tell your parents because they were just gonna spill the beans.
Big mouth.
Big mouth.
You know, my daddy. I don't think my daddy would have. It's my mama.
Your dad Pop would have got drunk. He would have.
Oh yeah, well yeah, there you go. He would have told her. Then she would have been like, I ain't supposed to say nothing, but
you know she can't hold water. She was not gonna be able to hold it in. And I knew. So literally, the only person that knew was my sister.
Yeah.
And I had it fast. I was like, okay, she's gonna be the only one I tell about this. And I'm discussing with her like plans and different things to do. Finally got it together, and implementing it was hard as well because I needed some type of photo or video capturing of it without you knowing what it is,
Mm.
and trying to get it documented without getting help from nobody else. So I just, you pregnant? We got to do the maternity shoot. Perfect. Hit up the photographer, let her know what I'm planning to do, and boom, just like that. Getting the ring. Yeah, I got the ring like a few weeks before I actually proposed, so I had to hide it.
And then you tell me that Devana saw you hiding it, so you had to move it.
Yes.
Yeah, she big mouth.
But she didn't even know what she was saying, but I was just so paranoid.
Cause she do be telling
of you finding it, so I hid it again. It was a lot.
And then I didn't catch you.
Taking the ring to the proposal was another one because it came in this big hard ring box.
And I should have known something was up because he woke up drinking and he don't ever do that.
I was so anxious and I was just ready to just get it over with and get through it because it was just constantly on my mind every day, all day, and I was just ready for it to be done with and over with. and I finally did it. And then you crying like a baby.
It was the pregnancy hormones.
No, don't blame my baby. It was you.
Because I'm a G.
Whatever.
G's don't cry.
So here we are, colorful Colorado. Happy, loving it. And you know what's even funny? Because when we first moved here,
Mhm.
we was so ready to move back. You remember that? This was like the first 6-7 months or so. We was like planning on moving back,
Mhm.
and then like the longer we actually stayed and gave it a chance, best decision we've ever made. Leaving the state of Texas and coming to the blue state of colorful Colorado.
Mhm.
Yes.
So, ladies, my takeaway from that story is: don't stay where you ain't want it.
Mm-mm.
Get up, pack your stuff, and go. And if it's for you, it will be for you. If it's meant to be, it will be. Don't settle for less when God promised overflow.
Mm.
Any
Look
wise
at
words
you.
for the people, babe?
You know I got it. Sometimes people only see what you were, that they miss who you've become.
Alrighty. So let's remember, stay grounded, stay growing, and stay accountable to the version of yourself you're becoming. Until then, journey on.
Get used to the uncomfortable because the uncomfortable can be comfortable. One love, one love, one love.
God bless.